You made it to the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. If you haven't been here yet, I'm your host, Dr. Amanda, the Money Healer. Every week on this podcast, you'll learn money mindset, manifestation, and business scaling strategies that will help you make the big bucks doing exactly what you love to do in your business. Oh yeah, high fives. Why do I do this? Because after I went from food stamps to six figures in my business in its first year, it's been my quest to help you learn how to work less, make more, and have fun scaling your business from what I call your zone of manifestation. Now let's get to it. Hello, gorgeous NFA, no fucking around money mamas. Welcome back for another episode of the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. Woo-wee, we've got a good one today. I want you to think about this first. In 2022, we're coming up to the end of the year. Have you created your business to be one where you have worked less, made more, and had fun? Did you create a business of ease and flow and money magnetism this year? Or did you create a little bit of a prison that's stressing you out? No matter what the case is, today I'm going to bring you tips on how to build a business from a place of working less, making more, and having fun. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know that that's the NFA money motto, mantra. That's what we live by. Work less, make more, have fun. Work less, make more, have fun. And what this can look like is that you work less and less hours. And even if you make the same income, if you're working less and you're having more fun, your ROI is higher. Right? We want to build a business that gives us freedom, that makes us feel empowered, alive, freedom of choice, freedom of how we spend our time. And so every year we want to be creating and constructing and designing a business that allows us to work less, make more, and have fun. And the way to do that is by being in your zone of genius. So for this episode, we're going to be talking about 3 signs that you are scaling your business from your zone of genius. And this is a really fun topic. It's one of my absolute favorites. You know, if you listen to episode number 3, where I talk about how to scale your business in your zone of manifestation. So I give you a roadmap in episode 3. Your zone of manifestation is happening because you're building from your zone of genius. And a lot of people get really confused about what your zone of genius is. In its simplest definition, it is that you are, let's actually read the definition straight out of the book where this comes from. So if you haven't heard of it yet, it's called The Big Leap. And it's by Gay Hendricks. If you're on YouTube, I'm holding the book up, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And you'll see in mine, I have a whole bunch of tabs here because I've read this book so many times. I've used it in masterminds. It was one of the first books I read on my journey to go from food stamps to 6 figures fast because it really helped me understand what was blocking me from my fullest potential. And in big ways, my competing commitments concept, where I talk about how your conscious battles with your unconscious, is the exact same as what he talks about in this book when he talks about your ULP, your upper limit problems. So your upper limit problems are those self-sabotage spots that keep you from breaking through into your zone of genius, which on page 34, he describes in a couple sentences, and then the rest of the book really describes it. He talks about your zone of genius is liberating and expressing your natural genius is your ultimate path to success and life satisfaction. Your zone of genius is a set of activities you are uniquely suited to do. So it's a set of activities you are uniquely suited to do. And they draw upon your special gifts and strengths. Now, the interesting thing that I've noticed here is that most people don't really understand how to identify their zone of genius. They overcomplicate it in a lot of ways because of money blocks. So if you have a money block belief that money is hard to make, or that money is bad, or that money is scarce, you're going to overcomplicate making money. And you're going to think that it doesn't feel right in some way in your being to make money in easy ways. You'll go, oh my God, well, it's not really fair that I get to make money in an easy way because other people out there are suffering. Or if I'm making money and having fun, what does that mean about hard work? And, don't I have to work hard and earn it? And so a lot of people really gets blocked here where they go like, zone of genius isn't fair and I don't deserve to make money easily. And I want you to break through that BS. I want you to break through that unconscious money block belief or those varying money block beliefs that are keeping you stuck. And it's like this invisible glass ceiling. So he calls it the ULP, the upper limit problem. Whew, stumbling on my words a little bit. So the ULP, the upper limit problem. I call it competing commitments, where your unconscious is battling with your conscious and causing you to stay stuck. And so what we want is for you to get into your zone of genius so that you can work less, make more, and have fun. So I want you to think of it this way. Scaling from your zone of genius will help you work less, make more, and have fun. And that is our goal, right? We want every year to be making more money, working less, and having more fun. And when I say that have fun part, it's because you're scaling from your zone of genius. And in your zone of genius, you are going to feel like it's automatic and natural. It's the activities that you do in your business that feel like, I could do this all day. It's the only thing I would ever like to do for money. I can't believe I get paid for this. Those are the types of things you want to clue into to start to understand your zone of genius more and more. Because once you understand your zone of genius, you can delegate away all the things that are not aligned with your zone of genius. And this helps you live by that work less, make more, have fun. Because what you'll do is you'll start automating, dropping, and delegating anything that's not in your zone of genius, because your zone of genius is where you're going to make the most money. And it's where you're going to have the most fun building your business. And it's not going to feel like a prison. It's going to feel fun, flowing, easy, magnetic. So let's tap into the 3 signs that you're building and scaling your business from your zone of genius. And let's look at this here. So sign number 1 is that you will wake up excited to work. Okay. I want you to think about some activities where you wake up and you cannot wait to get to it. It could be book writing. It could be social media. It could be coaching. It could be aspects of those things, right? So let's say you have a coaching business. We could probably write a list of 100 things that need to be done to build a coaching business. Okay. In those, you want to start to detect the ones that are the most inspiring and exciting for you. You want to start to make a list of the things that you go, oh my God, I can't wait to do this. And this thing, I wish I could just drop. I hate doing it. Because you want to let go of the hate to do things. You want to wake up every day excited and inspired. And we all know those days when you wake up and it, like the alarm goes off and you just go like, oh my God, I do not want to get up. I do not feel like doing it. I'm procrastinating. I feel frustrated because it's stuff you don't want to do. And those are clues that you're not living in your zone of genius and you're not scaling from your zone of genius. So here's a discovery journaling prompt for you to practice. And if you want on YouTube, you can see this on the screen. If you're listening on the podcast and you can't look at the screen right now, then go to www.thewomenentrepreneur.podcast and scroll down to the blog later and look for episode 17, and you'll see everything that I'm talking about here. This is awesome. My glasses are fogging up because it's really hot in my office. If you're on the YouTube, you can see it. It's great. I'm going to put my glasses down like I'm an old grandma to move them away from my face. Okay, I digress. Okay, so go to the blog on the Women Entrepreneur Podcast and you'll see what I have written out here, because it'll help you identify your zone of genius in this sign number 1. So waking up excited to do your work. So what you want to do is in your journal, you want to identify 3 to 5 activities you wake up super excited to do in your work week. And I put work in quotes because when you're in your zone of genius, you don't feel like it's work and your work becomes play. And that's the type of business we want to build, right? And so you won't anymore think about work as work. You'll think of it as like, I can't wait to do this. This is what I was born to do. I could do this every single day. And so it's not going to feel like work. But, we use the word work a lot and it's easy to clarify what we're doing, what we're talking about. So write down, the best way to do this is write down every activity you do in a week in your business. And then identify the top 3 to 5 that get you the most excited, inspired, feeling alive. That's going to give you a clue as to what your zone of genius is. Okay, so start there. So again, this is for sign number 1. You will wake up excited to work, and you want to write down everything that you feel that you do in a week, and then identify the 3 to 5 activities you do that feel almost in alignment with your inner joy. That's going to give you a clue to your zone of genius. Now, sign number 2 that you're scaling your business from your zone of genius is that you will be focused, fearless and inaction. And I put fearless, I put the word fear and then in parentheses less, because you're not going to ever get rid of fear completely. That's a human response. Sometimes fear is going to come up. Some of that could be old remnants of your money block beliefs. I had this last night. I was laying in bed freaked out, and it hasn't happened to me in quite a long time. And I was just laying there going like, oh my God, is it going to work? So I've invested a lot of money this year in scaling systems, and I haven't yet seen the fruits of that investment, right? And so I've done a lot of investing in like, okay, new scaling systems, advertising, different things that I haven't done before to scale. And I woke up last night freaked out because I haven't seen the results yet. And I shouldn't have seen the results yet, but my brain just went into this fear mode. It was like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? What if, imposter syndrome type of stuff came up, and fear of failure. And so it's not that you're never going to have these things come up. I read this stuff every day. I learn it every day. I practice. I practice what I teach you here, and I still have stuff come up. I still have fear sometimes, but it's that this fear doesn't control you, right? So when you're in your zone of genius, you will be focused, you'll have less fear, and you'll be in action every single day. And so fear is one of those things I think is interesting because it's a mind trap. It's scarcity thinking, and it's going to come up, and how quickly you decide to shift it is how quickly you can get back into your zone of genius and stay on track and magnetize money your way more quickly. Okay. And always remember that you are going to be focused on what you enjoy. And when you're procrastinating, it's a symptom of you not being in alignment with your zone of genius. Okay. So sign number 2, you'll be focused, fearless, and in action. If you're noticing yourself procrastinate a lot, it means that you're out of alignment with your zone of genius, because there is no reason that you would ever not want to get up and do what you love doing if you really believed that it and felt in your inner being that that's what you were born to do and that's what you enjoy doing. Right? No one has to have you force you to get up in the morning to do the things you enjoy doing. You just automatically take action on them because they're fun for you. The difference is that sometimes you have disassociated that from money, and you think that you're not supposed to make money doing it, or you believe like, oh, business is drudgery somewhere in your being unconsciously. And so you cause blocks for yourself. And so I want you to keep playing in that world of getting into your zone of genius, because it's going to help you be focused, fear less, and be in action. So the discovery journaling prompt here is that I want you to identify the top 3 to 5 activities you do each work week where you are hyper-focused, feel fearless, and take action automatically without procrastinating. And I'll say that again because it's a long one. Identify the top 3 to 5 activities you do each work week where you are hyper-focused, feel fearless, and take action automatically without procrastinating. This again is a sign that you are in your zone of genius. And so when you identify those top 3 to 5, what it's going to look like is you going, oh, this is similar to the top 3 to 5 in sign number 1, where I go, oh, I wake up excited to work and I'm focused, I'm fearless, and in action. The 3 to 5 activities that you find in both of these are going to be similar. And you're going to start to say, okay, this is a clue to my zone of genius. Okay. Now, sign number 3, your money magnetism will increase. So remember, I've taught you here a lot that your vibrational frequency is based on your feelings and your beliefs, and your feelings and beliefs are what attract money your way, because that's what raises your vibrational frequency or sets your vibrational frequency. So if you're at a high vibrational frequency where you're living in a state of joy, you are magnetic to money because that vibrational frequency is very high. Shame, fear, guilt, doubt, uncertainty are all very low vibrational frequencies. And when you're living in those places, it's an indication that you're out of alignment. You will not feel out of alignment in your zone of genius because it brings you joy. So automatically, when you're in your zone of genius, you're going to have a higher frequency, which means you're going to be more magnetic to money and to wealth, to well-being, to health. Wealth, the word wealth, if you break it down, at its roots, it means well-being and health. Health and well-being is the root of the word wealth. So you're going to automatically attract wealth your way in the form of money, great relationships, spirituality, feeling good, feeling grateful, feeling alive, attracting freedom and abundance when you're at the higher vibrational frequencies such as joy. And like I said, in your zone of genius, you will be in a state of joy. And so you become an automatic money magnet. So you'll notice that when you're doing things you enjoy, more opportunities come your way, easier money comes your way. You feel alive and inspired. And so I'm going to actually, let's do this first for discovery of this one. So discovery journaling. Identify the top 3 to 5 activities that bring you the easiest, most enjoyable money in your business. Okay. So these journaling prompts are really powerful, and I want you to do all 3 of them this week. So on this one, again, it's identify the top 3 to 5 activities that bring you the easiest, most enjoyable money in your business. And those are clues to your zone of genius. Okay. So let me recap the 3 signs that you are scaling your business from your zone of genius. Number 1, you'll wake up excited to work. Number 2, you'll be focused, fearless, and in action. And number 3, your money magnetism will increase. Now, your action step for this week is to do the journaling prompts. Again, if you need to see them, go to the womenentrepreneurpodcast.com, scroll down, and you'll see the blog, and you can get the prompts there really easily, or go back and rewind and write them down from the podcast or from YouTube. And then another action step is schedule a consult with me. If you are struggling with discovering what's causing you to make easy money, you need to hang out with me. I've got awesome opportunities for you. I have a Reprogram Your Money Mindset course that you can do by yourself, DIY, at your own pace, or you can join my NFA Money Mama Mastermind, or you can do one-on-one coaching. So those are the options to work with me, and they are all absolutely permanently transformative of your money mindset. Okay. Everything I do here is to help you step into your zone of genius so you can scale your business from your zone of manifestation. And so I teach the scientific principles of the law of attraction in the Reprogram Your Money Mindset course. In my NFA Money Mama Mastermind, you get the mindset course plus a whole bunch of one-on-one time with me every single week with other women who are freaking awesome. And so if you're struggling in these areas and you have a huge heart and you're like, I love my business, and yet I'm freaked out because I'm not making the money that I want to make. And I worry about money, or I wonder if it's going to be successful, and I haven't figured out ways to have easy client attraction going on. You need to work with me. So go, if that's the case for you, go to NFAMoneyMamaMeeting.com. NFA, again, if you don't know this, it stands for no fucking around. That's my company, NFA Money. So NFAMoneyMamaMeeting.com, and we'll hang out for half an hour. We'll chat. I'm not a hard salesperson at all. It's about me discovering whether you're a good fit to work with, whether you think I'm a good fit for you to work with. It's you and I hanging out, talking, and deciding, hey, what's the next best step? Is it to just go like, hey, this was a great conversation, or hey, let's work together? And so NFAMoneyMamaMeeting.com is your place to go for that. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, I look forward to doing these episodes. This is where I get to be in my zone of genius. Like, I could make 50 episodes a day, probably. I love doing this. I love teaching universal laws, universal principles, what I'm learning about mindset, what I'm learning about business scaling from your zone of genius to get into your zone of manifestation. Like, this is my jam. I love it. So thank you for being a part of my zone of genius and being here with me on this journey, because it's a win-win situation. I get to live in my zone of genius and be with you, and I appreciate you, and I enjoy you, and I love working with you, and I love getting to know my woman entrepreneur family. So hang out with me more. DM me at NFA Money on Instagram. I hang out there the most. DM me. Let's hang out. Let's get to know each other. Thank you for being here. Until next time, I'm giving you big hugs and NFA Money high fives. Money making high fives. See you next time. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. If you're ready to break through to the next income level in your business, go to www.thewomanentrepreneurpodcast.com to get more money mindset, manifestation, and business scaling resources. Again, that's www.thewomanentrepreneurpodcast.com. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.